Yo, what's up y'all, it's JuiceCB here. In this video we finna sum up all the information we have on Arcane Odyssey and when we should expect it to release.
俺はルフィ海賊王になる男
Color money on me, I just broke the money counter. Ayy, hating niggas never mattered to me, but the baby told me I got talent. Caught him lagging with no hammer.
Okay, so first up we have the fighting styles, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so here we have all the fighting styles, and it seems like we have lost fighting styles too, which is sick. Okay, basic combat, I'm guessing that's something you start off, yeah. Okay, so basic punching, kicking and no special effects. This is the fighting style that every player spawns with along with their first magic. Okay, so next one, boxing. This one was in Arcane Adventures too, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know if he probably revamped it a bit though. A variant of combat that specializes in precise punches. This gives the user blocks.
You stupid.
They're not.
At higher levels, it will focus on knockback and have wind-like effects. I'm pretty sure at least. It requires 30 strength and 200 gallons to be learned. That's probably some stats like there was in Arcane Adventures, where you have to level it up. Next one, Sailor Style. A fighting style that relies on consuming large amounts of salt water in order to perform fast, random and unpredictable strikes. A meter will be on the right of the screen while it's selected, which indicates your salt water, which can be replenished by dipping your head under the sea. Each attack uses some of the meter, and when it's empty, this fighting style becomes weaker than the base combat. At a higher level, this fighting style could give the soaked status effect and have water-like effects. Requires 100 strength and 300 gallons to learn. Next up, Thermal Fist. The user builds up heat, adrenaline and friction by punching the air at a crazily fast speed until a meter is full. Kinda like Luffy Gear 2, I guess.
セカンドジェットピストル
While the meter is full, attacks will be very fast and even cause burn and heat-like effects at a high level. But the user must continuously keep the bar filled by punching fast if they wish to use the fighting style at its full potential. Requires 100 strength and 300 gallons to be used, so it's probably like you can select one of these two. Next up, Iron Leg. Involves training the legs to become as hard as iron, eventually gaining an actual iron coating at higher levels through trace energy imbuing. This fighting style focuses on heavy, strong hits, requires 80 and 300 gallons to be learned. And here are two that are not added, but probably will be added later. Karate? What the fuck? A fighting style similar to real life karate, which makes enemies more... yes, whatever. To grabs and causing grabs to deal more damage. The user would have a colored belt indicating their skill with the fighting style. Okay, next up, Knocking Fist. A fighting style in which the user repeatedly hits pressure points and vital areas of an enemy, causing them to slow down and will deal more damage the more hits are dealt in a period of time. If the maximum hits are reached, the enemy will become paralyzed. At high levels, it would have an electricity-like effect. Okay, next up, Cannon Fist. A fighting style which focuses heavily on throwing strength. Its abilities consist of throwing cannonballs in a variety of ways. Requires 80 strength and 300 gallons to be learned. Okay, so moving on to the next type of fighting style, we have Lost Fighting Styles. These can be obtained in the same way that Lost Magics are, where you must find a scroll that teaches the fighting style. Okay, so Radius Fist and the Impact Fist, I'm pretty sure both those were in Arcane Adventures, which is dope. He probably revamped them and made them better. Okay, so Radius Fist, a fighting style that requires a lot of mental strength to use. This allows the user to extend the range of their hits using extreme willpower, sending shockwaves with each attack. Okay, Impact Fist, a fighting style which allows the user to charge up their physical strength in one part of their body and choose to release it whenever they please. What the fuck? Which can cause extreme effects. It would charge up by absorbing damage taken or blocking. He's not sure which. It seems like, which would fill a meter that lowers with each attack. It would likely do low damage by default and have the charge attack deal higher damage. This will not work like Arcane Adventures Impact Fist, as that was very abusable and whatever to the game. So it seems like he had some intention of having the same Impact Fist, but he probably revamped it to make it more balanced. Okay, so next up we have Vampirism. An ancient ritual found on this last scroll curses you with vampirism, which makes your skin lose saturation and raises your body temperature by a lot during the day, which can slow your movements. In exchange, this fighting style increases your punching strength by causing your knuckle bones to protrude. What the powerful, which causes the enemy to bleed. Each hit with his fighting style would heal you slightly, as you slowly drain the life force from your enemy. At high levels, its techniques could have blood-like effects, so it's kinda like a lifesteal. Okay, next we have magics. So base magics, those are the magics that you choose when you first make a character, whatever. Okay, so let's go over it. We have fire, ice, water, magma, earth, wood, metal, light, wind, acid, shadow, lightning, poison, plasma, sand, glass, crystal, snow, explosion, ash. Looks like a decent amount of different magics. Okay, next we have lost magics. Can only be obtained from completing sea-based activities and would start to be found at much higher levels. Lost magics cannot be learned naturally and require a scroll with written instructions that the user must study to use the magic properly. I like that idea. It makes the game a lot harder. Like the legendary weapon in Arcane Adventures, for an example. Lost magics will include things such as storm magic, control of tornado, winds and lightning, flare magic, solar flare style magic that involves low base damage but heavy DOT, and more. When the feature is close to being added, the full list of current planned lost magics will be revealed. Okay, so the last magic, we have ancient magic. Okay, it says magic that is far more ancient and forgotten than the lost magics. These are extremely powerful and hard to obtain. None of these magics have creatable skills, meaning every spell for them would need to be found via a spell scroll. Ancient magics were extremely rare even during the gold age of magic, where only a few lucky humans given them as gifts from the gods. In modern times, the only way to learn ancient magic is to learn how to control it by reading ancient magic scrolls and practicing their instruction throughoutly. These would be obtained extremely rarely at much higher levels from sea-based activities. Okay, so ancient magics will include things such as scorch magic, explosive green fire that is highly combustible. What the? Electro magic, a teal and red lightning that leaves behind a cloud of burning air. Wow, that one sounds so sick. And other powerful magics. When the future is closer, same thing. Okay, so these were all the fighting styles and magics. There's no specific date set on when the game will release. All we know is that it will release in February. My guess is it would probably release late February, but only time will tell. So
Deeper than yours, you don't gotta tell me right from wrong. When you need me, you know I pull up. When I make you, I feel like Trey Songs. Barbie, my bitch, your dog. Starting this shit like a